Good morning, everyone. Back at it again, this time with part two of this current Wanikani vocab selection. So let's get right to it. We've got maybe about 57 or so in this batch. Um, First one we've got here is iki for one breath. So it's that same ki kanji for energy that we've had before. So we've got Goku and his ki back in here. Though there's a line in front of it meaning ichi in this case, or just iki. Hard ki, double consonant ki. It's weird to think of having one energy, but what gives you energy? You do it one time every couple of seconds. That would be taking breaths. So one energy is one breath. So it's the same reading as the individual kanji, but the ichi is just i in this case. Moving on. Oh, that didn't move us on. There we go. Oh, too much movement. All right. Next we have one strike, ichida. You have one hit. What is one hit? It's one strike, one stroke, simply one hit. Jugoku word. So in this case, we've got dad here, kind of holding his boy back after getting in one good hit. That was all he needed. So it's da before, which is kind of the finger looking kanji with like the J looking kanji, and we have one in front of it to make it ichida. Alrighty. Also, they're wearing sweaters because they're itchy. Ichida. Hoka, your whole car. So we had similar looking things for other before with this kind of alligator looking kanji. So you need to go for a drive to the public gardens, but you aren't going to get your normal car. You're going to get your other car, your whole car. It's a car made entirely out of garden hose. You can drive it and hoe with it all at the same time. Your other car can't do that. So we've got these JoJo looking fellas in here looking to do some hard hoeing today. Got their cars loaded up with hose. This is their other car, their whole car. Sarah, I think it was Sarah. I think we've seen this before. Sarah Jessica Parker with her iconic horse face here. Washing her plates. Kind of looks like a stand of plates. Sara. Popular. Ninki here. So we've got that ki kanji before for energy, but we have people in front of it. So you've got people energy, so to speak, which means you are popular. If a person has a lot of energy, then they're very charismatic and fun. What's another feature of charismatic, fun people? They're most likely popular as well. You're so popular that you've been given the Nintendo key. That's right. Nintendo gave you the master key to their entire office. Just like that. That's a lot of responsibility, even for your levels of popularity. So be careful not to lose this key. Ninki. Popular. Kite. We've seen this before. From cut and hand. Sometimes I'm inclined to want to write teki here, but no, that key for cut comes before the hand. So it is kite, double consonant on the te. Aka for red. We've got the waka 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 Fozzie Bear here. We've seen this before. And then we have akai, which is the kind of adjective version of it, using to describe something that's red. But it visibly has an E right afterwards. So you shouldn't need to expend too much energy on this. Just note when you're writing the other one that one is just pronounced akai, not akai there, which sometimes I tend to do. Because I think I learned akai before just aka itself. Rest, yasumi. If you've heard the expression o yasumi, well, this is where that yasumi comes from. So we have the rest character here, which I think we had Q for the reading there before. It was like the dude resting beside the tree with the cucumbers. And we just have a me at the tail end of it. So it's reading is straightforward enough. So do you want to rest from work or school? You should say yes. Um, the kanji rest has a little hiragana attached to it, but it's nothing that would suggest it's anything but a noun, which it is. Means the same thing as the kanji. So this kid, he's excited to be going to sleep. He's getting ready for rest. He's brushing his teeth. He's in his pajamas, pumping his fist. He's like, yes, or yasumi. Um, Migi, Migite for right hand. I was thinking about Migi from Parasite. He's kind of like the squiggly right hand friend. His name is just straight up Migi, meaning right. So we have the kanji for right, and then we have te for hand. Migite. Straightforward enough here. Your right hand is your right hand. This word can also be used to mean right arm and right hand side. Migite. Also, he's looking at a television here. That's the te at the end. I think we used that for te previously. Second generation. Excuse me. Nisei. No, like I put in the prompt to like have these two giraffes drinking water. But it's got like water bottles and like glasses of water here too, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if it knows how to really separate the idea of like a wild animal drinking water from like a dude at Target drinking water or whatever. But this one's straightforward. It's got ni for the two and se, which we've used for world previously, and also it can mean generation. But I still think it kind of looks like it's got giraffe antlers and it's a globe on a stand. So it's still got that generational connotation. Nisei, and we'll see other variants of this around. Serious. Is this so? Is that right? I think that might be a leftover. What? So it is. We've got book, and then energy. So what is book energy? What is this? I do think I have. I think honky or honky. I need to double check this on my own time. Sorry about that, guys. What is book energy? It is the energy put into reading. It is your studies. In order to have book energy, though, you have to be very serious. You know what? I'm gonna look this up right now. Sorry, I think I bumped the mic a bit there. Let's see what we've got. I'll look up serious. All right, here's our fella in question right here. Honky. Yep. Sorry about that. Here's my source if you wanted to see it. We've got honky. I guess I'll keep this guy on the side in case something else comes up again. We can address it there. Honky. Serious. We got a man reading a book. He's by like a hydroelectric dam because I think the key kind of looks like that, like water plant for the energy. And we have book right in front of it. Honky. Book energy or serious. Kakikori for shaved ice. So we had Corey from Corey in the house before for just ice. This time he's enjoying himself a nice shaved ice. So I think we've used ki for cut before. So kaki in this case is going to be shaved. And ice is still kori. Kakikori. Shaved ice. Shell. Kai. I think we've seen this guy around before. I think sometimes it's shellfish as well. But in this case, just shell by itself. And we've got a Squirtle here. You can think of him pointing his two fingers out as being these little like fin radicals at the bottom. But shell, kai. Shortage, fusoku. So we've got this fu. He's got this sock. So we've used like socks with this like foot reading before. For soku. And this time it's not, which we've had like this gesture for before. So you don't have socks in stock. Your socks are sold out. That's insufficient. That's fusoku. So you have something that's not sufficient. When something isn't sufficient, you have an insufficiency or shortage. This word is more commonly used in formal context and more casual everyday conversations. What is this? Is this sakurina, sakurinai, maybe, is often preferred to express something being insufficient. Fusoku. Ipongi for one track mind. So we've got the serious elements from before. We've got book, we've got the energy, and we've got a man just invested in that book. You only have one book energy. No other books cross your mind. Only this one book. Why? Because you have such a one track mind. Well, what do we have here at the bottom? This reading is based on the Onyomi readings for everything, though every reading is slightly altered. Ichi gets shortened to Itsu. Hon gets changed to Pon. Ipongi. Okay. And Ki gets changed to Gi. They're based off the readings you know already, though. So making this shift shouldn't be too hard. That is, unless you already have a one-track mind. Ipongi. Am I right? Kosara. Small plate. As soon as... Ignore that. This is a small plate. So we've got that's just like a partner situation before. But ko, meaning child. In this case, it's going to be a little one. Is a baby plate. So we got this baby pony washing plates. Baby Sarah Jessica Parker. Kosara. Spirit key. So we've got energy by itself, and we have treasure under it. Treasure being that X. So as you reach inside the energy spirit, you feel something hard inside. It's a large key, and that gives you access to another treasure. Look at Goku shooting out his key. Key's coming out of the chest. He's excited about it. That's his spirit, baby. His spirit's blazing. Key. Ishi for stone. So you pick up a stone and you throw it to a window. That was surprisingly easy. Do it again. Throw the stone again. It's so easy. Just do it. Ishi. Note when differentiating this between right, the like kind of swoop coming off the upper left corner of the like mouth portion extends upward on right, and it just ends flat on stone. So if you got to differentiate them, that's what you got to do. In this case, this one is Ishi. Ichimonji for straight line. So we have a 1, and we have the character for writing broadly. And then we have the other character that refers to like a character itself with G. We had like a kid holding up a letter with Jesus before for G. So we got Ichi and then Monji for like letters. So in this case, it's a straight letter or a straight line. Notably, Zoro from One Piece has a sword called the Waru Ichimonji. I don't know what the Waru refers to there. But Ichimonji, we can work with that. Straight lines are for monsters. Mon. Only a monster would ever draw a perfectly straight line. You're no monster, so no straight lines for you. Ichimonji. Surname, Myoji. So we've got name and then G, meaning just letter itself. So what letter would you use for your name? Maybe your surname, which was used primarily. A name written in letters is the surname. Back in the day, your surname was the important name. That is your family's name, after all. And family was king back in the day. This is the name you'd write out in kanji, aka in letters. So that's why this combination of kanji means surname. Myoji. Note that the Mei portion is the alternate reading. So adjust your thinking accordingly so you can get to the myo. Just imagine someone saying more with a funny accent. Then say myo instead of more. Imagine them saying that you have myo people in their family than yours. Their name is spread amongst myo people than yours. Okay, sure. Suspension. Kyushi. So we have shi being stop here and Q being the rest part. A stop that's just a rest, aka not permanent, isn't a straight up stop. You're planning on continuing again. That's why this is a suspension or pause. So in this case, you know what commonly stops working for a little bit? McDonald's ice cream machines. So in this case, We've had suspension being illustrated with frozen ideas before. So we got this machine that's paused working for a bit. We got a pause button on it. Um, I'm sure it'll start working again later, but right now, Kyushi, this machine, its service has been suspended at the moment. Suspension. Kyushi. Next, we've got Sensei. So we've had this centaur character, meaning previous beforehand, and Sei, meaning life. So in this case, it's someone who's had a life previous to yours, per se. So previous life. We're talking about someone who has a previous life, or maybe previous life experience. When you have previous life experience, you can teach others about it, making you qualified to be some kind of teacher, a sensei. Sensei is often used for school teachers, but it's also used to show respect to doctors, lawyers, authors, and other respected experts. It's used as a standalone word or a name ender. Yeah. Yep. So we've got centaur type person. They're giving you some teaching. That's a sensei, all right. Whoa, 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 whoa. Got a little out of hand there. We were over at sensei. I don't know what happened there. All right. Next up, terebi. I think we've seen this before, meaning television. It's all going to be katakana here. So terebi. Uh, and of course, we've got Owada here introducing his famous telebeam once more. Note that there's no V sound, so it becomes B in this case. Just like bidama for marble instead of V for vidrio. So we've got terebi, television. Ore for thanks or to bow. So in this case, we're thinking of it's got kind of like that umbrella kanji at the end here. So we've got Totoro with his like iconic leaf umbrella, and he's holding this donut for the O portion in front. And you thank the fellow, and he welcomes the thanks by firing his ray gun. What a little freak! Thanks, Totoro. Ore. The other day, senjutsu. So the previous day isn't necessarily yesterday. It can be any recent day, which is why this word means the other day. The other day you saw two centaurs. Gee, two of them. You're lucky you're still alive. So these guys would probably beat you up. Senjutsu, kind of doing jujutsu, if you will. Senjutsu the other day. Gee, two centaurs. Third generation, Sansei. So we had Nisei before for 2 generations. This is 3. Same concept. We've got 3 giraffes drinking from the globe. Drinking in kind of interesting ways here. If that makes it stick in your mind better, all the more power to you. Senjutsu, or just Senji, excuse me, for 3rd generation. Sensei, excuse me. Sansei. It's early. I'm sorry, guys. Sansei. 3rd generation. This is, I think I mixed the slides up here again. Thread is Ito. So look at the left hand side. The image is right, though the text on top is not. I must have miscopied that over. My apologies. Let's cover that up, actually. I'm gonna put thread right in here. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. I don't gotta see none of that. Look at that. Ito. Yeah. And these people, they're just eating this thread. They're gonna ito it. The spell. We've seen this before, so we probably should put too much effort on this, but ito for thread. Tip saki. You're just ahead. Just ahead of you are the tips of a saw and a key. Saki. You have no idea what they're doing there, but both saws and keys have very sharp tips. So watch out you don't hurt yourself. Imagine yourself edging carefully past these saw and key tips. You can differentiate this from, I'm guessing, mosu, because it doesn't have, maybe not su, because it doesn't have any hiragana at the end. No hiragana. This is saki for the tip. Everything that happened to you previously is just the tip of the iceberg, and that the important stuff is ahead of you in your future. So make sure you put that stuff first. Also meaning ahead, first, or future. The original meaning of this word is the tip of something like a pen or finger. From that meaning, it's expanded into all sorts of meaning, like ahead, first, future, etc., depending on the context and where it is in the sentence. It can also mean previous in formal contexts. We'll accept that meaning too, but we're not teaching it here because it's a bit more advanced. Just saki for now. For tip. To be enough. Tariru. Tariru. So what do you have enough of? What is sufficient? Turns out it's tacos. Your bunker is filled with them, and it's going to be enough to last the winter. This word consists of kanji with hiragana characters attached to it. Because the hiragana ends with an u sound, you know that this word is a verb. The kanji itself means leg or sufficient, and we're going with sufficient for this word. This word means to be enough. Tariru. Utsutsu, to copy. The kanji itself means copy, so you know that this means to copy because it's got an u sound. You're copying the documents you need to sue someone who screwed you over. Since this word consists of kanji with hiragana attached to it, you can bet that it'll use the kunyomi reading. You didn't learn that reading with this kanji, so here's a mnemonic to help you. You have to remember the utsu part. To remember that, think of yourself as a beatboxer. You're saying uts, 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 uts over and over. Thing is, the other beatboxer is going to copy everything you do. That's why you're suing them. Yeah, get in court, bucko. Oots, oots, oots. It's mine. Don't you dare and take that from me. Don't you copy that from me. To copy, utsu. Dekakeru, for to go out. We've seen this before. This guy's walking his cock. He's walking his cock. He's got his dog, but he's here walking the big rooster. Dekakeru, to go out. Excuse me, my nose is a little stuffy there. To hit something, utsu. So note here, uni is u. So you're going to need a special bat or hammer. I don't know why you want to hit a sea urchin, an uni, but make sure you have the right equipment to do. Because if you do, those things are spiky. Not a spiky sea urchin here. This guy's got determination in his eyes. He's gonna hit something. Utsu. So note we've got that like da kanji, and then we have the u for the uni. Or I guess it's a tsu in this case. But you know, we got that U-shaped fella here. Think of the uni. Utsu. To live. Ignore this top part again in this case. To live. No, we have seen this one before, which is probably why I didn't correct the top part. Got ikiru, we're looking for here. To live. What does it mean to live? Life is pretty icky. The icky comes from the hiragana part. But you have to take that ickiness and roll with it if you want to have a good life. If you want to live. Ikiru. So we've got Guts here. I didn't intend it to be Guts, but it's Guts. And he's the struggler. And he's doing his best to keep living. Ikiru. Alright. Kuchi ni suru. To mention. Yeah. So it's you can think of it as being to use one's mouth to do something. In this case, you're using that mouth to mention something to someone else, like a salacious little secret. Come from that mouth, that ku. You're talking to someone, whispering, kuchi ni suru. something you shouldn't have said. Maybe. Yasumu, to rest. So we had yasumi, I think, before. This one's yasumu. Uh, you need to rest, right? Don't just answer with a yes. That deserves a yas. Yas, let's rest. Yasumu. So we have the Q from before. Got that mu, cow looking fella there. Making it yasu and then mu. To rest. Motsu, to say humbly. This word consists of hiragana with kanji with hiragana attached to it. Excuse me. The hiragana ends with an u sound, so you know it's a verb. This kanji itself means say humbly, and this is the verb form, so it's to say humbly. You can also call this to say. Just remember that it's a humble version of it. Very humble version of to say, so it's used in especially formal situations, only to talk about yourself or your associates. Because of its formality, it's almost always the masu form, which is mosuru. The reading for this kanji is the kunyomi reading. So I was thinking of it. We had the guy mowing before, but these are sumo wrestlers mowing for the su ending. So very humble sumo wrestlers mowing your lawn. Mosu. Sorry, I got another message here. Miru, to see. So we're looking into a mirror here. Sometimes I think with the C kanji, I will do me instead of me. But think of that mirror. So we have me for vision or sight. And we have the ru ends in an u sound, so we know it's a verb. It's an ichidan verb in this case. So it's miru, to see. Think of yourself looking in the mirror, kind of determined. You're pointing at yourself. You're like, look at you. That's me. I'm seeing you. I'm seeing me. Miru. Miseru is to show in this case. We got the giraffe looking fellows here. I was trying to get it to make a cyclops, but this ended up being a way more disturbing. So we went with that. So this is Cyclops Giraffe Man showing off his giraffe. He wants to show it. Miseru wants you to feel that misery of looking at his weird face while you look at his cute pet giraffe. This is an ichidan verb, meaning it ends in ru, if you will. Consists of kanji with hiragana attached because the hiragana ends with an u sound. You know this is a verb. It's related to the meaning of kanji to see, but this one is about having someone else see something. So in other words, it means to show. Kiniru, to take a liking. You enter into the energy. When entering into positive energy, you're going to take a liking to something and to be pleased and to be happy with it. Just imagine yourself entering into some happy energy when you take a liking to something. So Goku, he likes food, and we've been using him for most things that involve ki before. So we've got that ki kanji right at the start. Then we have ni, and then we have this enter kanji. So in this case, it's gonna be that TP that we've used with enter before, and ru because it's a verb. It ends in an u sound. So kiniru, to take a liking. Machi for town. I tend to get machi and mura for village mixed up quite a bit. So think of that last character as being like a match. If the other like rice patty-ish looking portion refers to the town itself, we're gonna burn this thing down with our machi. We got a match. We got a town burning. Not a village burning. It's a little more developed than that, but a town. You walk into this town. You hate it because it's vocab. And who doesn't hate vocab? So what do? You pull out a match, machi, and you burn down this town to the ground. Whoa, you some kind of psycho? Machi, town. Uh, Takara. So this is another reading for treasure. I think we had mo beforehand. Uh, Anyone with some treasure is going to be a real talker about it. In fact, they act like they're the Egyptian sun god, Ra, and they have way more treasure than they really do, making them a talker like Ra, Takara, if you will. The boys always talk about his treasure. Hold on, have a little thing going on the side. Hatsuka. So this is the 20th day. And if you make one hat for 20 days, you'll have enough hats to fill up your car completely. That's a lot of days. That's a lot of hats. So the readings for Niju are exception. And Ka for day takes the Kunyomi reading. So we've got Hatsuka. Hatsuka, your hat car. Hatsuka. Ni Hyaku. We're going with Goofy for most of our Hyaku readings. When you have 200s, you have 200. Get that peace sign from Goofy. Ni Hyaku. Hanami for viewing cherry blossoms. So we've got flowers being Hana and then C with sight. So here's Hannah and this boy here. Maybe it's you. Who's to say? Just a second. Cherry blossom viewing. You're viewing these cherry blossoms. So when you have flowers that you can see, you're viewing flowers, but not just any flowers. What flowers do Japanese people love viewing? That's right. This word refers to viewing cherry blossoms. The focus of hanami is on the act of appreciating blossoming trees, often accompanied by outdoor gatherings, picnics, or parties. Although cherry blossoms are the most commonly associated flowers, the term can encompass other flower viewing experiences as well. Hanami. Mura, this is for village. For me, I think about Murabito from Animal Crossing, which is the villager. Shows up in Smash Bros. It's quite a threat. Since this word is made up of a single kanji, it's just the kunyomi reading. That's the reading we already learned. Huzzah there. So think about them painting this mural in their village. Gonna be different than machi for town. But this one's village. The second shape here, I'm not sure if it's a kanji in and of itself, but we learned it as a radical for measurement and to measure. So you can think of making a village as being a more measured endeavor, if you will. Hold on, I've got to do a quick little pause here. Sorry about that. Had a few things come up. Back in business here. Village, we have Mura, with a measurement, kind of indicating that it's like a measured space, if you will, for the construction of the village. All right. And of course, related to that, we've got Murabito from Animal Crossing, meaning villager, very literally. We got the Nin kind of character for person, and then Mura beforehand. We got this cow, an Animal Crossing looking character. You have a village person. That isn't someone dancing while wearing construction worker clothes. That's a villager. Double kunyomi for this reading. Village and person put together into one big word. Though you will need to look out for the Rendaku Bito reading. Again, I should just look up what Rendaku is. But moving on. Way of seeing, Mikata. So we have the like method, I believe, kanji, and then for 2C. So that's your point of view, your perspective, your way of seeing it. The way you see is the way of seeing something. This is like when someone has a dumb opinion, you're like, oh, so that's one way of seeing it. Uh, yeah, mi kata. So kata for the second character and me for sight. Should not be too bad. He's got binoculars. That's his way of seeing. Uh, Tenki for weather. We've got the ki kind of energy here, and we've got te for heaven. Heaven energy. What do you call that? That's the weather, baby. What is heaven energy? If you think about it, that's all the stuff that falls on us from the sky: lightning, rain, snow, hail. What is all of that? It's the weather. Tenki. So we got Goku meditating on top of a rain cloud, giving that cloud his ki, his Tenki. Very good. Uh, Heijitsu, which is a weekday, which is a flat day, if you will. Uh, Flat days are boring. They're the same, one day after another. It's definitely not your exciting weekends. That's your boring, flat weekdays. Weekdays are flat, but you do at least earn 2 entire bales of hay. G2 uh, of them. What a hard worker you are. So they're eating pancakes. They're flat. And got 2 hays. Hey, G2. Hey, G2. A weekday. Which one? We've seen this before. Ndore. Picking out what kind of music you want. Mi, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. You know how it is. Shiroi for white. Uh, Single kanji with E on the end, meaning it is an adjective. What is the adjective of white? In English, that's still white. But it's the white that you're using to describe something. Uh, Shiroi. I think I've seen this radical described as being a dove before, the little tip on top of the white. So there's a snowy white day out there. Shiroi. Toshi for year. Um, and this year you plan on tossing out all your old stuff as a New Year's resolution. You pronounced it toshing though, because it has more vigor that way. You're toshing it out. Uh, the kanji and word are exactly the same. That means they share the same meaning. You use this word when you talk about someone's age. Toshi for year. Uh, Year 2011. Ni sen ju ichi nen. That can be kind of hard to break down. Reading is a little trickier. You start with 2000 or ni sen, and then you add 11 to it. So ju or juichi. Then you simply add the reading for year nen, which you already know here. You can assume it's the onyomi reading because it's attached to something else, like a jukugo. From there, you get the entire reading. Ni sen ju ichinen. And for year round, it's nenju. Like a Jewish person with nen from Hunter x Hunter, if you will. The year middle sounds like it should be happening like the middle of the year, but it's not. Think of something that happens in the middle of the year and then all other parts of the year. It's just referring to everything within this year, which is how you get year round. There's a Jukugo word, which means onyomi readings for the kanji. If you know the readings of your kanji, you'll know how to read this as well. The like chu, the like middle, does have a strange reading though, which is Ju. This is basically just chu, changing it to Ju. But since this Ju, I think is very rare, it switches to chu, and you end up with Ju. That's called rendaku. Okay, so that's the explanation. I could probably have that explained again to me, but we can work with this. Yep, we've got want to play Uno? Yep, of course I do. I always want to play Uno. Is a casual way to say yes or yeah. So you generally use it with friends or family or in other informal situations. For yup. And then hi for yes. Want me to write a haiku? Yes, of course. Hi is a formal word for yes. You can use it to let someone know that you're right or simply that you're listening, as well as to respond if someone says your name. I've heard someone say to me that if you're in like a JRPG drop down menu, you're only really going to use hi and EA for these kind of like yes or no type of responses. I don't know how true that is, but I thought it was kind of funny. But that is the last one for this session. Thank you all for listening and best of luck out there.